tolerance while remaining protected from the worst aspects of the policies they facilitated, but that the burden of their self-serving error will fall squarely on the work.
See, I really didn't want to do this video, but I had to react to it because there's a lot of false statements. I want to address them. It's a sensitive topic. I don't want to go through all of it and go through the details, but like I had to do this, you know.
Class, and more specifically on the most vulnerable among them. These would be, as they always have been, unprotected adolescent females.
Okay, well, let's protect the women. This is like the most misogynistic society trying to protect the women. Please tell me.
We have not even allowed ourselves to know the full scale of the disaster that has befallen such girls. How many have fallen prey to the depredations of the rapists? Is it 250,000, a half, or the full Monty? How many cumulative acts of rape have occurred?
Well, sir, why are you using these numbers? 250,000? 250,000? Well, where do you get this data? See, the problem I have with this grooming gang, so-called grooming gang, right, in the United Kingdom. See, the problem is like, y'all motherfuckers just running around using bullshit numbers. Y'all don't have any data. The only data we've seen and that is available, it says 85% white British men, right? So that's the data. Now, you're making the claim, oh, somehow they're covering up. Okay, these police. Now, that's something I'm going to discuss a little bit later. But the fact that you're using numbers that are not verified, we don't have any identities, we don't have any IDs, we don't have any photos, we don't have any testimony, we don't have any investigation, but somehow we're gonna run around and make those claims. 250,000? That's a big number. So, especially when coming from somebody like that with a huge audience, I mean, anybody with half a brain, man, stop listening to this guy years ago. But like, he's just making a fool of himself and using numbers like that are unverified is just dishonest. But what would you expect from Westerners?
We won't allow ourselves to know within an order of magnitude.
Okay, well, see, once you know, then we can have the conversation. Right now, you don't know. Now, regardless of why it is happening, that's not the question, right? That's something that you have to deal with your own government authority.
And what of those who have fallen victim? Well, first they were raped brutally, then they were pilloried or even arrested for their hypothetically disorderly behavior. Then they were told to remain silent for the sake of a social cohesion that doesn't truly exist, and gaslit when they dared to speak, and all at the hands of those directly charged with...
Okay, well, how many incidents happened in that manner?
Their protection, and all the while, the progressives wrung their godforsaken...
No, I'm not an expert in this topic. I don't claim to be, like, I don't know all the details, but like, somehow, like, they are untrustworthy. I mean, there was a time when you say some bullshit, people will call you out, and then you lose credibility, and nobody will start listening to you. But in this recent age, you can say some of the most outrageous stuff, right? And somehow, not only you don't lose credibility, but like you become like more important. Like it's like everything in the West is upside down. So
hands about Islamophobia, that term for cowards, collaborators, and fools, and hate speech, that term for those who hate speech.
Yeah, well, for all the people that say Islamophobia is like it doesn't exist, and it's like, oh well, they're just like this is coming from the same people that have been persecuting Jews for 1,000 years. They have this whole conspiracy theory about Jews. They have expelled these motherfuckers from Europe about 1,000 times. They made all type of claim, and not only they did it in the past, they're still doing it right now. There's so many people right now still running the same conspiracy. I'm amazed by the lack of creativity. I mean, just come up with something new. Don't just take the same playbook, your psychotic hatred of the Jews, and just replace the name of Jews by Muslim, because this is what you're doing. I'd say, well, it doesn't exist. What?
Actual hate? Manifested in sadistic and racially motivated gang rape?
We don't know that. We don't know that. You have no proof. Just like I don't have proof. Once you got it, we can then discuss this topic. All we have now is allegations.
That was fine, as long as nobody talked about it. The message to working class Brits?
Okay, well, who are the people talking about it? People who have an agenda, like you. People running an anti-Islam propaganda campaign.
Know your place and take your punishment. In the most brutal and concrete possible way. The rapes themselves were sickening, brutal, sadistic, low, and criminal. The cover-up, cowardly, hypocritical, and unforgivable.
Now I want to talk about this cover-up. I don't want to go into the whole details. See, okay, so there's two scenarios. The first scenario is all of that is just a made-up claim, propaganda, right? None of that exists, right? It's just manufactured out of nowhere, right? That's one scenario. The second scenario is where it did happen, right? And I wish to see the evidence. But the problem, you're trying to I understand your anger and I understand your frustration, but see, it's misguided. You are channeling your hatred towards people that you don't know whether they're innocent or guilty, right? But see, even if they're guilty, that is still not a Pakistani type of problem. This is a British problem. And the reason is, you say, well, there's a cover-up. Okay, well, you have a justice system, right? Your legal system. Okay, this police department, you have these politicians, etc. So why not they're doing their job? So you have the British legal system not doing their job, and somehow we are going to blame Pakistani. Please tell me, how does that make sense in your brain? Because if they're doing a cover-up, first of all, I think it's far-fetched and it's unbelievable. I don't believe that. Personally, that's just my opinion. But even if that was the case, like I said, your hatred should be towards these guys over here. They are not doing their job. They're not taking justice seriously. And to blame Islam or Pakistan or Asian men or whatever, I think this is just I'm gonna tell you, this crowd of people talking about this specific topic. What I see is half of them. They're just trying to channel their hatred, right? They don't like brown people. You know what I'm saying? That's what they are, right? And the other half, they're really concerned about the safety of these women, these whatever children, whatever underage. Okay, well, see, if you're concerned, you have to learn how to identify the source of the problem. You say it's this group of immigrants. Well, let's say I snap my finger like that and all of them disappear. You still have a problem with the police that are covering. So now, even if those they disappear, now if something else happened, then 10 years later you're gonna realize it was happening all along. So we still haven't fixed the problem. Getting rid of immigrants, first of all, those are British. They have been born in Britain, right? In UK. The idea of sending them back is just unrealistic. It's unfeasible. It's illegal. It will never happen. So you can talk all the shit that you want. I'm telling you, from a legal standpoint, it's not going to happen. I mean, you wish to send them back, but ain't gonna happen. So I don't want to continue this video because it will go too long, and it will be a mess to edit all the. So see you next time.